which is a confusing time period amongst the institutions and amongst the platforms of social media, because that's what's pulling everything fast forward into this new like paradigm, if you will. So it's like it's a big transition. You know, a lot of schools or a lot of universities are taking on more so of the modern, you know, just traits and characteristics of what's going to be next.
I
Because
mean, look at the
automation
schools. They look like
does
prisons.
exist.
You know what I mean? You go to a school, it's white walls, they dull, or the gray walls, you understand me? And there's no creative spark around. Like if you go to Google, they walls are painted orange and green and all these different colors because it's trying to boost creativity and imagination and freer thinking.
You know, when you say that, man, when I was locked up, it was the same thing as school. Like you got classrooms across the hall, right? It was set up just like how school is set up. Right. You eat at a certain time. Only thing was different, we just didn't have no teachers.
Yeah.
You know, that's the only difference.
Those were the guards. They just not teaching you nothing.
Those was the, you know, the COs, correctional officers.
It's still the authoritarian and the one who's under the authority. It's still the slave master, because when you go to a school, everybody has to be quiet.
We were being conditioned.
You understand
me? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So the teacher walks in, they stand over everybody, right? And then the children have to sit down. And then you can only be in a room with people who are of your same age and intellect, basically. So you're not going to get somebody that on that same subject that would be older, so they can give you their perspective because they can make you wise at the same time. No, it keeps you at the same intellectual level.
And detention was like the whole.
And you can only go to the next level, you understand me, when you pass these particular tests. Now, what you can't do is give the next person your answers. That's considered cheating. So we learn not to collaborate with each other. We learn not to share information with each other. You understand me? And then society comes with technology. You understand me? Mark Zuckerberg at 19 created Facebook, and all of a sudden people want to share. And then we have the sharing economy to where, no, I want to give you access to information because I know that's the way we can have our first level of wealth distribution. It's giving each other access to information and influence and attention and resources that you normally couldn't afford. You understand me? So gratefulness is a great tactic today when you look at all of the things that exist that normally didn't exist for our parents. They didn't have social media where they can take an idea and blast it out to 100,000 people at any given time, and then people reciprocate on that idea by buying into a product or service, you understand me, or leading them to a goal or revolution. So that's why even when we look at revolutionaries today, right? We think about the idea of revolutionary as somebody in the street protesting, you understand me, picketing something, things of that nature. That's the classical design of a revolution that's in your mind. You understand me? Now, fast forward, revolutions are all about getting things done. You understand me? It's not about the even just the way it gets done. It's about getting it done. So the question becomes is what's the aggregate efficiency of our revolutions? Because aggregate efficiency is measuring, you know, the potential energy you put in based on the potential energy you can get out. And if we measured that, we'd say, wait a minute, the needle hasn't moved for our revolutions in years. And why hasn't it moved? Why haven't we been more effective? See, we become a people that's good at the efficient thing, right? So we know how to be a revolutionary. You can go be tough. You can go do the picketing, the blah, blah, blase. But the question becomes is how can we get greater results? You understand me? So now it's say, how do we measure the aggregate efficiency of our revolutions in our conscious community?
Is there ever an end to a revolution?
Yeah, I mean, once your desired goal is met. So what is our desired goal as black people in America?
Freedom, justice, and equality.
Exactly. And equity. You understand me? I'll add that on there because it's very hard to get power. I mean, freedom, justice, and equality without no power. You understand me? Now, of course, the power comes from the people, right? And this dives directly into my point. The business revolutionaries today are the ones that's being the most effective. Why I say that? Because Martin Luther King died. Why? Because he started to talk about economics. You understand me? Malcolm X died because he started traveling around the world, you know what I mean, pushing human rights. You understand me? Messing up the thing that America had going on. You understand me? The reason, if you put those married two together, is because they had economic plan to empower people, and then they had international influence. You understand me? It was no longer local. The influencers today have international influence. to where they can spread ideas, propaganda. And then the business revolutionaries are teaching the masses about real estate, credit, entrepreneurship. You know what I mean? All of these things that empower people. What's smart money versus paper money versus real money. You understand me? Saying go get your LLC, start corporations so you can have corporate power. So the business revolutionaries have it hard because not only do you have to think of the conscious output to give, to become a thought leader in spaces about things that usually deter the crowd to think low and fear-based, but you also have to run a full business to be successful and then teach others how to run a business based off your experience of success. This is the Afrocentric versus the Eurocentric mindset, and coupling that in duality is very, and juggling that duality is not easy.
You know, being a black entrepreneur is the most revolutionary thing that you can do today.
Yeah, I mean, being in righteous capitalism, as long as you make sure that your integrity is higher than your want for capital. You understand me? And this is important in our community because we look at the people who have money as the heroes. So once you become a millionaire and a billionaire, we stop looking at how you got it and we just looking at who you are now. Like we place them at this level of even high moral superiority. You understand me? When that's not the case. Because when I look around and I see those young bruhs that started from zero, not only are they teaching them people the right thing, but they're working a business and they're doing this business because they know they got to take care of their families. And that's the only way that they can be successful at reaching more people is having more equity, having greater financial stability. So I respect the Derek Graces, the Ben X's, the Rizza Islam, the Pop Darbys, the Antoine Digitals, the Bashir Musics, the Billionaire PAs of the world. You understand me? The Don Dixons and Chris Coles and, you know what I mean, the Idris Sandus, those are the people that I respect the most. And those are the people I think the world should know about more, because if the children followed the blueprint of those leaders, then we will have more successful children. But if we just follow the blueprint of those who the root of how they got into their capital is not righteous. We want to follow people from the root to when it bear fruit. Okay, drop some of the bars there.
You know, I like to look at things like from this, right?